welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 157.
Woo!
Woohoo! Foehamner is back.
Foe is back, finally. Took you forever.
I measured my flights in movies. Like each flight, this flight is 4 movies long. This flight is 3 movies long.
That's fair.
Did you watch anything good?
My favorite thing I probably watched was a movie I'd wanted to see in theaters but didn't, called Stan and Ollie, about Laurel and Hardy, an old kind of like black and white comedy duo. It was kind of a sad movie because, you know, most comedy duos aren't like behind the scenes. They fought bitterly, that kind of crap. So it was interesting to watch, but it wasn't like all laughs. But that was good. I saw the new Hellboy. It was not good. I saw How to Train Your Dragon 3.
The new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad.
2019 Hellboy.
The new one's already in planes. On planes.
I know, right? That's how bad it is.
Wow, that's actually pretty sad.
Because I'm guessing the plane one should coincide with like home media releases, right?
You would
Generally.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's just my guess.
I agree.
Huh. It wasn't good. That sucks.
It was pretty generic. Like there were some really bad action scenes. It kind of reminded me of the new RoboCop a little bit, where like it wasn't strictly speaking, it wasn't like a horribly bad movie, but it just lost all of like the flavor and charm any earlier ones had.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Became generic, I guess.
It is a little generic.
How was the guy as Hellboy?
The acting was fine. Yeah. It's mostly like the directing and a little bit of the writing that were the problems, I think. Yeah, I don't remember. And nothing else really stands out. How to Train Your Dragon 3 was okay. I rewatched a bunch of like Wes Anderson movies and like Lego Batman and stuff.
That's the one that Toothless gets a girlfriend or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the memes.
Yeah.
Right.
All the memes. I still haven't seen it yet.
It's worth watching. I'd say it's on par with the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Finish the story, if it's finished. I don't even know if it's finished.
Seems like it is.
Okay.
It'd be a stretch for them to make a 4th one. I haven't seen the 4th Toy Story. I don't know how stretchy that one is.
I haven't either, but I've heard really good things about it.
I heard people say it's the best one.
What?
Seriously.
Yeah.
The one
I'm not even kidding.
I read said it was
It's not just like one Twitter user. It's like quite a few people.
The main thing I saw was I had some friends who did see it who were very like, I'm only seeing this because it's Toy Story 4 and I'm curious, but they really had very low expectations and they said they were quite surprised.
I wonder if it's because of that. Low expectations considering it's
it
a
might
flop
be.
movie.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I just haven't had a chance to. I've seen some movies, but that just hasn't been on, like, it's been on my radar, but like not my group's radar, if that makes sense, and so it just hasn't happened yet.
I haven't been watching anything. I wanted to watch Godzilla. It's probably out of cinemas now, but I didn't watch it. Fuck.
Probably.
I'll just wait.
I want to say The Dead Don't Die, but I think it's out.
What is that?
The Dead Don't Die. The premise sounds really boring. It's like, it's a zombie movie, but it has like Bill Murray and Adam Driver and Tilda Swinton in it, and it's supposed to be really funny.
Oh,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
I might have mentioned it last time on the podcast. I don't remember.
I think I have seen like the previews for it.
I know this week, I was going to see it before this podcast, but I ended up not. Stuber just came out, which I'm looking forward to. It's Kumail Nanjiani as an Uber driver, and then Dave Bautista kind of like commandeers his vehicle to chase down a criminal.
That one,
I
like the trailer.
Funny.
Yeah, the trailer was good. I like Bautista in comedies.
And
he
Kumail. I saw Men in Black 4. Kumail was the best part of the whole movie.
Was it also on planes? That one's very new.
No, I saw that one in theaters.
All right. The Dead Don't Die released May 14th in France, so around May, a couple months ago. 6 out of 10 is the usual number I'm seeing.
Okay. I bought some gachas in Japan, and my favorite one is this really squishy blob fish. It's just a blob fish. I kind of throw them into the ceiling. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, this fish only looks this way. It looks like a normal fish, but then if you fish it and pull it up to the surface, it explosively decompresses, and so that's why it looks like this when you pull it up to your boat.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like that.
For a reason. Yeah.
Because it's like a deep sea fish or something.
But this thing's
Oh,
just so satisfying
jeez.
to hold. It's all squishy, and I like it. So much.
Your
And I
favorite
got a
toy now.
Snorlax. He's like my favorite Pokemon.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I couldn't find a Poliwag one.
Don't you guys have gacha machines like
No.
in the States, like just randomly?
They're probably
like...
a choking hazard or something. I've never seen a
Oh.
gotcha machine. We do have machines that you can put like a quarter in and turn a thing,
get a
and like a
toy,
rubber
yeah.
ball or a toy comes out, but they're not in like a ball themselves. It's not like it's
Oh.
not the same thing.
Interesting. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, Malaysia had it in like the smallest grocery stores. I wonder why.
Yeah,
It's a very Japanese
Ameri-
thing, but I guess
it's very. Yeah, it's. I mean, we've got like you can get little. Sometimes you can get like the little plastic toys in a capsule, but it's not quite the
Oh, yeah.
same as a gotcha.
Like a little
guess so, yeah.
parachute guy or something, like an army
Yeah,
soldier.
exactly. And those are like the only things I've seen from any kind of those kind of like not a vending machine, but that's basically the only way to describe it is like I've seen places where they'll have like magic cards in those things.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember a mall having like a traditional vending machine for magic cards.
I've seen it's not really a huge thing or anything, but I've seen a couple of machines, those that are like basically loot boxes. You put in money and then you can get a Nintendo Switch if you play it
Oh,
like a million
jeez.
times or something. I'm like, why
Yeah,
is
so,
this even
like,
here?
The
That's-
arcades in Japan do have that, where it's like it's like
Yeah,
a
the
claw
claw
game,
machine.
but it's like there's one thing in the box, and it's like balanced on like two bars. You have to like try to like figure out how to like get to like fall between them, and they position it very carefully. So
Did you
apparently it's hard. I
try
didn't-
to
I
carry the
didn't-
bars yourself?
Yeah, no, I didn't try those. I'm not a big fan of claw machine type stuff.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I found out about a movie that I totally didn't know was a thing. The reason is it's an animated anime movie that came out around the same time that Kimi no Nawa, Your Name came out, which Your Name got like freaking international acclaim, right?
I still need
Yeah.
to watch that, but yes, it did.
Yeah, this movie came out around the same time and won a bunch of awards and was like second in box office in Japan behind Your Name. But because Your Name was just so popular internationally that... So this one is called A Silent Voice, and it's also based off a manga. And it's about a schoolgirl who is deaf and mute that was bullied. A few years later, she transferred to another school. A few years later, one of the bullies, the boy, felt really bad and traumatized by what he did. So he tried to get in contact with her to make amends and stuff like that. And it's just like this, heart-wrenching and like beautiful story. I'm gonna watch it and cry and stuff, I guess.
And all those things. All the feels.
I'm guessing you didn't play anything for.
Nope. Nothing. Didn't play anything.
Traveling.
I tried to play Plants vs Zombies 2 on the airplane seat thing, but it's really hard to like raise your hands that high.
Yeah.
And it keeps pausing whenever they make an announcement, and it has to
Yeah.
like reload the whole thing when it unpauses. Like it wasn't a clean process at all, so I gave
Oh,
up pretty quickly.
jeez. That's pretty annoying.
But I got frustrated because I could see through the chairs in front of me, and the kid was playing it, and he was so bad. He was garbage, and so I had to I was like, I gotta play it good for a little bit.
Nope.
Did you bring a Switch or something?
No,
It is a handheld.
I just brought books. I read a lot of books, audiobooked a little bit, that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
Well, they did announce the Nintendo Switch Lite.
They did
did see
indeed.
that.
Yeah. Which, I
kinda
mean,
tempted.
I'm not surprised at all.
The turquoise one is so pretty. I want it so bad.
I know, isn't it? It's super pretty. Yeah, I'm so
Fuck.
tempted. I'm so
Fucking
tempted now.
Nintendo.
I know.
Jesus.
And they also, did you see the Sword and Shield version?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's gray, but they got like the blue and the
Oh, is
red
it gray?
buttons on each side.
I thought it
I
was
think it's-
kind of
it's-
slightly white-ish. Or could
It
be like a
might-
white-gray middle.
Yeah, it was a solid color, but the buttons on one side are blue and the buttons on the other side are red.
Nice.
It's really sleek.
We'll talk more about Switch Lite later on, but Sarah, what'd you do?
did a couple things. Not too much with playing games, unfortunately. I did see the new Spider-Man movie. Nice. I liked it quite a bit. It was, they kind of once again really twisted expectations on the villain and stuff
was
like
really
that.
good.
Oh,
it was quite good.
Because the trailer seems really like a really tired premise where it's like, Spider-Man's gonna be friends with Mysterio. Like, we all know he's the bad guy. You can't try and fool us. So
I know,
I'm glad they do something different.
They do. Yeah, it's hard, like, I mean, you're not... It's really hard because it's like the Winter Soldier thing where, like, they try to hide it, but anyone who knows the comics knows what's going on. I will say what they do with Mysterio, I would say, is pretty cool. What they do with his character. It's definitely, once again, they really are kind of pushing really at the idea of, Spider-Man is like a 16-year-old boy kind of trying to be a superhero. The only thing I will warn you about the movie is you definitely want to watch till the second end of the credits. The first end of the credits is what everyone's freaking out about, which I won't spoil, but you really need to make sure you watch the second end of the credits, because if you don't, I don't want to spoil anything, but like, Fury's in this movie, and he made me really mad, really mad, with what he does in the movie. It's, if you don't see, it's hard to explain. You have to watch to the second of the credits to kind of get any context, and then you go, what? But at least it makes a little bit, you'll have to see. But anyway, just to warn you, if you're anything like me, Fury's gonna make you really mad. But that's okay. Not because he is dumb, but just the way he treats Peter Parker is almost like it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yeah, I would say it's definitely meant to be like a post Endgame movie for sure. Like, it's definitely,
you gotta watch Endgame first, right?
Absolutely. You have to. The biggest thing that happens in Endgame's directly tied in this movie, so you really can't do one without the other. Unless you if you're trying to avoid spoilers for Endgame, you cannot watch Spider-Man. If you don't care and you just read through the synopsis of Endgame, then you're fine. I would say maybe emotional impact is a little bit less, but that's okay. That's just me. But yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it. I like what they're doing with MJ. I like what they're doing with Peter. Even what they did with Flash is pretty funny. He's become... I don't think he was snapped, and so he is a little bit older. But now he's become, like, a Twitch streamer. Like a live blogger. So he just live blogs everything he's doing, and so it's just kind of funny. I thought it was amusing.
Wait, what? Flash?
Yeah, Flash. His bully.
Oh, right. Flash Thompson. Okay. Right.
Yeah, his bully. Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know. I like the movie quite a bit. So that was one thing I watched. Did I see any other movies recently? Nope. I don't think since the last we talked I saw anything else. I have been catching up on Stranger Things, and I'm almost done with it.
I'm 5 episodes in. As soon as I got back, I started watching it.
I was reading somebody that I follow on Twitter was complaining about that it's kind of sexist. Like a bunch of characters. Like the male characters.
There is a running theme of multiple people in like relationships that are having trouble.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I would argue that yes, but it's definitely stared at the face. Like, it's not, like, seen as acceptable, I guess. That's why I'm a little confused. Yes, there's sex. I mean, there's just, not to get too much into it, but one of the main female characters, she gets a job at a newspaper company at the beginning of the season. And yeah, she's treated like dirt. Absolutely. But that's kind of the point. So I'm a little like, and yeah, there are guys in relationships, but that's also kind of the thing too, is they're like, you got your guys that are kind of trying to be like guys. I guess maybe they're being like, oh, they're treating boys like boys and girls like girls, but I don't know, man. It's the 80s and they're kids. It's kind of how people are sometimes. I don't know. So I guess like I would say that yes, but it's always been kind of stared at the face as being sexist and not as like, this is acceptable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sensitive.
I can't really say much, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sensitive to those things, and I haven't seen anything that makes me go like, ugh, you know what I mean? So, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying
it's kind of annoying. I mean, I just having like, I don't know. I just watching each person like struggle is a little frustrating, I guess. It just seems kind of repetitive. Like, oh, hey, they're not happy together. Oh, hey, they're not happy together. Oh, they're getting back together.
Part?
Oh,
yeah.
It's a different thing,
absolutely.
but I mean, yeah. It's just
I was like, that is very true. So like anyone that was like becomes a couple at the end of season 2 goes through like phases of breaking apart in season 3. That is getting really really old really fast.
Yeah,
only because it's very than that. I was gonna say, which is getting really old really fast because it's like I don't mind if it's like with one couple, but like literally it's like every couple is having like a break apart moment and they need another emergency to like bring them together, which is just frustrating to me because that part doesn't really show health in a relationship. It's like, oh, you're only healthy when like everyone's in danger.
I was pretty upset by the relationship between was it Elle and Will? Is Will the boy in that relationship?
Mike? No, Mike.
Okay, I can't keep track. Because
they do look alike.
Well, later on, like right where we're at now, episode 5, it seems more normal. But like for episodes 1 or 2, like they're kissing all the time, and then whenever Elle speaks, you still can't use correct grammar. It's like this is like, it's just really weird to have someone who's like doesn't seem emotionally mature at all in like this kind of not great relationship.
Yeah, they really do try to stare it more at the face, I will say, because I'm halfway through episode 7 right now. In fact, literally, I had actually kind of forgotten about this podcast, and we were just in the middle of watching. I was like, I had to run in here. So like we're almost done with it actually. I'm not gonna say it gets better, but at least they reach an understanding. Like there is at least at one point where Elle tells Mike to kind of back off. She's like, you need to trust me kind of thing. So like that's kind of what I mean is they at least kind of do address it. They at least address that like he's not always right and she's not always right, you know? Sure. So I would say, honestly, the couple that has like the healthiest breakup and back together at this point is Jonathan and Nancy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they actually broke up. Like they just kind of got into a fight. They got into a fight. They said some bad things, and then they immediately like called each other and are like, "Hey," and they immediately addressed it. So I'm like, "Well, okay, at least something semi-healthy." I don't know. That part's. I mean,
on the whole, so far the season's been paced very well. I'm liking it. Like just like the progression of it is real smooth.
Yes. How it's exactly. I haven't. It's hard for me to really say because I literally watched I had watched into season 1. I think I was 2 episodes away from the end. So I've been, just like Game of Thrones, I've been watching like 4 or 5 episodes a day. So it's all kind of become a blur for me. Yeah.
I've been doing 2 a day.
Yeah,
you should watch Dark. Dark's next on my list.
Oh lordy, I don't know.
Season 2 just came out. It's so good.
Oh gosh, we've been watching. We've been actually almost done with Star Wars Rebels. Actually, is what we were watching before this. I think
I saw the first season of that.
Yeah. What is it on?
It's we have it on Amazon Prime. I think that's how we're watching it. Yeah, it's not free if I recall, but it is on there.
Oh, you mean it's not part of the Prime Video? You buy it or something?
You buy it, yes.
Yeah, I see.
We watch it through the Fire Stick. It's actually quite good. Rebels is this is a different show now. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels is quite good. Especially
it's better than Clone Wars.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I like Clone Wars just because I didn't watch all of Clone Wars though, which should tell you something. Clone Wars is definitely one of those like here's a gem of an episode.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, definitely one of those like we're just gonna put this in the background, but it's got its moments, right? But no, Rebels definitely is like, you know, it's got a cohesive storyline and stuff like that, and things happen. It's a kids show, but characters. Yikes, yeah, they do a pretty good job with it. Other than that, I played a little bit more of Valkyrie Chronicles. I didn't get much further.
Oh, cool! That's been on my list for a long time.
Yeah, the first game at least.
Did you get past the part?
No, probably not. I only went through like my first war, so I haven't really done that much. So probably not. The only thing that's really frustrating me about this game though is there is no way once you get into a battle to like leave. Yeah. Unless you've saved.
Yep.
Like there's no way to be like whoops and just like get out of there. There's no way to like quit a battle unless you've saved.
Yeah, it's not an easy game. for sure.
And so, yeah, and like, and this really shot me in the foot once, because what happened was I actually had streamed myself playing it for as part of the other show I do, because I was by myself, and I was just trying some of the side battles, and so I was doing one of the special missions for like each class. Those are hard. Like, I was doing the scout mission, and that was super. I had to quit and basically redo a previous battle because I'd forgotten to save. And it was just, it's rough because your people can die on those things too. There's no way to just be like, oops. And so I didn't want to like lose men to these stupid side missions. So I was like, no.
How old is this game?
I looked it up.
PS3 era.
PS3 era.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I just kind of place it on like what sort of quality of life things had been invented by then.
That's what I mean, exactly. It's, and like, you can heal your, but yeah, there's like no way to like, and like there's, and also it's just some other, and again, I'm used to playing the newer Fire Emblem games, and so they work a little differently, and so that's why I'm especially like, what the, like, for instance, if you select a character to be into their point of view to fight, like, that's it. Like, you can't, like, even if you haven't moved at all, you can't, like, cancel, just, you know, or anything like that. And so you can't, like, reset, like, your plans. You're like, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to click on that person, or I didn't mean to click. So there's that kind of stuff. I'm still enjoying it, but yeah. Also, screw online people, though, because I was looking up some, like, just kind of some understanding of how the death system worked in the game and stuff like that. The amount of people that were like, it's so much easier than Fire Emblem, because in Fire Emblem, people can die right away. In this game, you have 3 turns to heal them. And I'm like, shut up.
After a while, you kind of get a sense of what you should do in a way. But each mission also, like, they have the kind of like different things that you gotta...
Yeah.
Each mission has like side objectives as well, right?
I don't think she may have, but I haven't gotten to those yet.
I mean, just missions, like they have side objectives.
Oh, sorry, missions. Yes, I do. Yes, yeah. There are like sometimes there are those that you can.
I've died trying to do those fucking side missions.
Yeah, and that was my problem. And it was like because I did one just normal side mission, which I did like the first one. It was super easy. That was fine. Because I had finished basically one of the first like chapters where you're in the main army, and I got that through pretty well. That was fine. But like. The mission that I had the problem with was the side missions for the classes. So I did the scout mission. Oh my goodness. I don't know what you're supposed to do, because you get one person, you choose one person, and you have this huge map. And so the idea is you'd pick a scout, and then you kind of track people, but like there's a bunch of people and it's a huge maze, so they see you, you're gone. But I didn't realize till halfway through the mission that I could call more people to come in. So like that was what's so crazy is like you can only put one person at the beginning, and I guess the idea is that you would then call more people throughout, your mission there. So now I think I might have a better chance, but oh my gosh, that mission. That was the scout mission. That's what I had to like restart. I was like, I don't want to die here.
You should just get Fire Emblem Tree Houses.
Oh, I am.
Reviews are coming out, and apparently it's quite good.
I know. I'm so excited. I don't have a Switch yet, so I need to get that first. But as soon as I get a Switch, which I don't know when that'll be, probably when the Switch Lite comes out, I'm getting that game. I'm so excited. It's like a Persona game, but I can play as a female. They did confirm, though, this is funny, because you know how in Fire Emblem you can romance people? Yeah. Like, that's in the newer ones, that's what everyone loves. Because there's 2 parts to it. There's the, like, school day Persona-esque part, and then there's the now you're at war with everybody part. So people that were your friends now you're fighting against and all this kind of crazy stuff. They did because you're a teacher in the first part. You're teaching students. They did confirm that you can't romance anybody until you're in the second section when you're no longer their teacher. Which I thought was hysterical. Which is a lot better than the other way, the alternative, but I just thought that was pretty funny. But no, I'm super excited. The reviews are looking great. And I can't wait. I'm going to be all over this game and probably not sleep for a while. But yeah, that's kind of all I've been doing. I did decide today, just randomly, I had a couple hours to kill. I never played Still Life. Have you guys heard of this game? It's an old game. Old PC game.
I don't think so.
Old PC point-and-click murder mystery game.
No.
Very like... Yeah. They had a sequel to it and a prequel. The first game people loved. All the other games people hated. It was one of those games I had gotten a while ago on Steam because it was super cheap and I like point-and-click games. I was like, well, I haven't played a lot of point-and-click games that are old and we don't get any more anymore, so I might as well get these. So I just started out and yeah, I mean, it's a game so far. Whew, those graphics, but it's a game. I mean, for point and click, point and click so far, it's not too bad. Although I did have to a couple times, I was like, I know I could figure this out, but I'm just going to look up a quick guide just so I'm not running around aimlessly for hours.
It looks kind of horror-y.
It is. It is kind of horror-y. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm like speaking out a lot. I did play one other game to completion, an older game.
What, let's do?
No. On the it was actually a DS game.
Ooh.
Did you play Hotel Dusk?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, you played the sequel?
No, I already played that a while ago.
Oh, okay.
I liked both of those games.
I fucking looked for a copy and it's £50. Fuck that shit.
Oh,
Whoa.
right. There's no American release for the second
God.
game. They only made it.
I came close buying it a couple of times, but I was like, £50. No, that's way too much. Just
I did. I
Don't
paid
be
the
stupid.
$50 for it. I know,
Jesus.
I did. This was a while ago. I did that like
Oh my god,
5
Hotel
years
Dusk
ago.
is amazing though. I love that game so much.
Hotel Dusk is so good. Anyway, so I love Hotel Dusk. I played Trace Memory, which was a mistake to play that second because it's not as good as Hotel Dusk, but it's still a good game. I played Last Window. Yes, I paid like $40 to $50 for it, which sucked because it was a European English translation, not an American English translation, which you think wouldn't be... you think it'd be the same, right? Besides, like,
usable.
some differences of whatever of spelling. You know what's crazy is it's like the translation. When I played Last Window, the translation was different. And at first I didn't understand why. I was like, why does the main character
you mean like the
sound
localization?
weird? Basically, it's the localization. So I don't know what version you played, but in the American version of Hotel Dusk,
I played the American
Kyle
one.
Hyde. Okay, Kyle Hyde kind of sounds like a noir cop.
Gruffy
like he's got
detective
that
guy.
yeah,
Very
gruffy
30s,
I
stereotypical,
see.
Yeah, he's got that language, you know what I'm saying? Like that like gruff, like noir language and all that stuff. It's hard to explain without showing you. In Last Window, in the European, like, European English version, he loses all of that.
Was he was he just going, you wanker?
Not really. Honestly, it looked like it just sucked up the personality out of him. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I'd love to see if
He started
Hotel
spelling
Dusk.
color with a U in the middle. What the fuck?
Yeah, but he just all his personality, all his like language, and I didn't
monotone.
understand. It was
It's
just
weird
off.
because you played it first and then you play the second one. It feels like a different person altogether, probably.
It really does. And I thought I was crazy until I just replayed the first one some time ago. Like, at one point, I was like, oh, he talks completely differently. Anyway, that's not the game I'm talking
going
about.
from subs to dubs.
Kinda, yeah. It really did feel like that, actually. No. Did you know that before seeing one out of business, they made this other DS game, one of their last games, called Again, Eye of Providence? Did you ever play that game?
That's not the 3DS one, right?
It's a DS game. It's an old one. It was one of the last games they
I've
made
never heard
before
of
they
this.
went out of business. It's bad. Don't play it.
There was a 3DS one that people from the old company made, right?
Yes. That was a different thing. That was like an episode of they were going to probably make it a multi-part series, but it was horrific. I played it. It was bad. Again, Eye of Providence is a completely different game. It actually uses FMVs. So like the characterization are all like actual people doing like things, like animated things and stuff like that. And the story is okay. I actually felt it was a little predictable. I actually kind of guessed who the bad guy was, what was going to happen next, twice, which was strange. The only thing that was kind of there was one twist I didn't see coming, but all the other ones I kind of called it, so I was like, oh, never mind. No, but what's actually really bad is the point-and-click gameplay is horrendous because they break one of the most fundamental rules of point-and-click, which is basically you can't pick up necessary items until you click on the reason you need it. So
that's real brutal.
Oh, it was horrible. Because I was super, and it's hard to explain the gameplay unless like I show it to you because there's a couple of nuances, not in a good way, by the way. It's just complicated. They made it overcomplicated because they streamrolled you so much to like what you should do first and next. And it's like, and I was so confused because, so for example, because part of the gameplay is your person can like see into the past when the crime scene happened, and while you're seeing the present, and so the idea is you got to see what's different and then like make your present look like the past, but only sometimes, because like when you see blood, you have to mention there's blood, but you don't actually have to put blood on the ground. But when there's a cigarette butt, you better get the right freaking cigarette or else you can't move on. It's the rules just keep changing on that. But besides that, it's just awful because like, so just for example, in the past the light was broken, while in the present they fixed the light. So before that, I had been walking around the place just looking around, and I found a toolbox. And I kept clicking on it, and he's just saying, like, oh, it's a toolbox. And I was like, huh, that's funny. Okay, I guess this is nothing. And then I see that the light's broken, and so now I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's a thing? What do I do? I'm like looking around until I finally realized I had to go back to the toolbox to get the hammer. They wouldn't just let me grab it. I'm just like, are you kidding me? And this got to ridiculous levels at one part where you have to, like, you're in a room and then there's a side room. And literally, like, you need to open this door, but it doesn't work. So you need to go in the side room to get the generator. So you try to fill the generator, and then you think you fix it. So then you go back and you try to click the door. It doesn't work because something broke in the generator. So then you got to like go back to see. You have to go back in the generator to see what's broken, and then you have to go out and get the thing to fix it, which you would probably had seen 15 minutes ago but couldn't pick up till now. You're like, why do I have to go through all these 10 billion screens to get to this point? It was so annoying. So anyway, I can see why Sing went out of business because that game was horrendous. Even though
they
Hotel
made
Dusk
Monster
left,
Rancher and Hotel Dusk.
Oh,
yeah.
I think those two were like the Hotel Dusk especially was like the biggest hit probably.
Hotel Dusk was huge,
But
and Trace Memory's pretty good.
But huge in a very niche point and click on the DS kind of way still.
Oh, very niche.
Yeah.
The only reason I knew about this game, was because I was a heavy user of the Phoenix Wright forums back in the day, and they had a section that was like suggested games, and which was great for me because I like those kind of games, which is really hard to find games like Phoenix Wright, those kind of like puzzle games. It's not a pure puzzle game. And so I was combing through those boards, and they mentioned Hotel Dusk, and that's the only reason I even picked up that game. So yeah, it's a niche game. Very good game, but niche. Anyway, so that's my rant on, again, Eye of Providence. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. It was painful. So painful. And the worst part, they set up the ending to be a cliffhanger. Because you solve, like, the first mystery. What doesn't make sense is basically you're trying to, like, there was a serial killer that you were a survivor of like 20 years ago, and then the serial killers were like happening again, and so then you figure out who did it, and they did it for a very personal reason, like no spoilers I guess, but the serial killer, like, it was a personal reason that these people were killed. So like it wasn't like a mad murder spree, there was a specific reason for it. So once he's gone, there shouldn't be any more serial killings, and then like you get you also have a missing brother who you never find. And you get a context saying that the murders are going to happen again. And you're just like, why? What a cliffhanger that will never be resolved. Anyway, so that's my rant. That's what I did. What did you do, Shar?
Did everybody already watch Good Omens?
I haven't.
Nice.
But it's okay.
Did you... It's my favorite show this year. What did you think about it, Vo?
Yeah, it was really good. It's hard for me to like be objective about it just because I really like watching David Tennant so much. It's just really fun to watch.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's really good. Very irreverent, good humor.
It's perfect, honestly.
Yeah, you've read the book?
Only like halfway. Maybe not even halfway. So I played a game called 428 Shibuya Scramble.
I bought that. Don't spoil it. I just bought it during the summer sale.
Right.
It's my next on my list.
Nice. it's basically an old FMV visual novel from Japan that was never translated. It was released on the PS3, I believe, in like 2009 or something.
I didn't
This
realize
sounds
it's old.
familiar.
Yeah, and they released it on Steam last year with, you know, subtitles and English and all
Yeah.
that. And I just finished it. I didn't get like all the endings and all the trophy achievements or whatever. I played like 30 hours of it, and
Oh wow!
it's not very short, honestly.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
really?
And some
I knew
parts,
it was expensive, though. But I didn't think it would long.
It's $50. Yeah, holy mackerel.
it's $50. Okay,
At least
I
what
thought it
I'm
was
seeing.
30.
I got it at 70% off. It was at 70%
Yeah.
off at one point.
Yeah, it's
me
right
too.
now $50
But
on
70%
Steam.
off for
I didn't pay
$50
attention.
is still quite.
That must be
especially
a
for
lot of
13 or
content.
20.
Well, visual novels
Not
tend to be
20, I guess.
quite expensive, honestly.
They can
yeah,
be.
I guess they gotta
It's
film all the actors and whatnot.
Yeah, it depends on how much like is put into it. I mean, it's hard because honestly, like visual novels, part of the reason they are so expensive is because they usually require a lot more writing.
Yeah,
They're usually
that,
heavy
what's,
writing.
What's that one that the really popular one from the anime? From the anime, or was the anime from the one about that like sci-fi-ish present day, but kind of like
Oh, Steins Gate.
yeah.
It was a visual novel first, but yes,
It was like what, $60 or something?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't play it for 60
So,
bucks. 40. I'd do it for 40.
This is not really a spoiler because for you will see this in like the first 5 minutes probably, but it's not
Okay.
exactly FMV. It's tagged FMV because it it uses real actors, and they do have very few scenes where it's actually full motion video, but it's mostly pictures.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, and judging from what I've read, just googling about the game and all the actors and stuff, and comments by people, I believe the original Japanese release had Japanese voice acting, and this one have no voice acting.
Of course.
Oh, just none. Weird.
None at all. Yeah, I didn't care if there was English. If there was Japanese, I would really prefer it to be Japanese. But it's really cool. It's a solid game. I really like the story. You play like multiple characters, and they have a mechanic where you gotta reach a certain point with another character to unlock like a point with this at the same time with another character. There's a lot of like all that stuff going on. One of the reasons why it took me 30 hours because that mechanic started to get a little bit difficult near to the end of finding which point I need to jump to advance. So it got a little bit tiring near the end, but the story is good.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a good
made by
one.
the people who did they did, I think they published Zero Escape series, so I'm not surprised.
So if it's 70% off again, I would definitely recommend that. $50 is I mean, if you just play visual novels, I guess it's fine. It's like
But no, I don't pay $50 for visual
Yeah.
novels. Like I said, like 60
No.
for Steins Gate is a little hefty. I think I paid because I think when I got Steins Gate, it wasn't on Steam yet. So when I got it, I was able to get it for like 40. Because that was back when I had to go to their original website for it. Funny enough.
yeah. But it's a solid game. I didn't know it was $50. That's crazy.
That is crazy, but yeah, that's definitely something to think about.
And I've just been playing more Destiny 2. Yeah, I'm playing Destiny 2 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's a thing.
So I talked about it on the last episode with Callie and her boy. Mm-hmm. But basically, I played Destiny 2. I only had the base game. I finished the story and stuff, did some end game stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get Forsaken because I really quite enjoy it. I'm quite addicted to it. It's it's Warframe all over again.
It doesn't hit the same buttons as Warframe.
It doesn't hit
for
the
me.
same buttons, but I'm addicted to it. I really want to keep playing it, and I wouldn't recommend anybody playing it. It's
Yeah, that sounds like Warframe.
yeah. So, simply, it's not because it's a bad game or anything, or it's too grind. It's definitely too grindy, but it's because the amount of time to put in And because I came in, like, I started playing like a month and a half ago, the amount of quests I have, holy fucking shit. I have so many quests that all those, those like daily bounties and those weekly stuff that you can pick up from those characters.
Yes.
Yeah, I can only pick up like 6 now because I have way too many quests.
Well, so I think that's kind of why I stopped playing, not because I started hating the game or got tired of it necessarily, but because there just wasn't enough content. Because they didn't even really have dailies. There's just like 3 or 4 weeklies, and some of those sucked. So you would do like your weekly things, and there was no incentive to play for the rest of the week because like you couldn't get as good loot drops basically.
You played it when it came out, right?
Oh, yeah, I played it
Which
launch
means-
for like a few months.
Which means you played it in 2014, 2015?
I think 15. 14 sounds too long ago, but I don't know.
Did you get Forsaken?
No.
So basically, what I've been reading is the game is really good now.
Yes,
Like, it's
I'd heard
much
that as
better at
well,
launch, yeah.
but I didn't want to put more money after bad money,
Yeah.
so I didn't buy it.
So and because it's gonna move to Steam and stuff as well.
Okay.
And the base game is gonna so basically the base game is gonna be free to play, and the year 1 content, the 2 DLCs, the Warmind one.
I did get the DLCs because I bought the season pass.
Okay. Those are gonna be free as well, and a couple other stuff gonna be free. But yeah, I'm just grinding on Destiny 2. I don't know why. It's one of those games.
Which class are you playing as?
Warlock, obviously.
Okay.
I like me some magic use. Yeah, but it's just I just keep playing it. Jesus Christ, I literally am not spending any time on anything else. Like I pre-ordered Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch.
Oh.
I already have it preloaded and it's coming out in 2 weeks, I think. And I'm worried now
game
that
is that?
it's the third game in the series, and the first 2 games and also this game. It's basically top-down isometric Diablo style.
Oh, okay.
You can use.
I think that sounds familiar.
You can play co-op, 4 people, 4 different heroes, and you can do like crazy combos, those kind of crazy stuff.
Oh, cool.
The first 2 games were really good. I mostly played it solo, and I still really enjoyed. And this one is exclusive to the Switch, which is worrying. In this, I understand why it's an exclusive, because Nintendo like, hey, make this game, we'll give you money. If we didn't give you the money, you would have made a game. So I'm not worried about that. The point I'm worried about is the crazy effects that this game is gonna have, and how much of a slowdown it is gonna be on the Switch, because it's not that powerful of a machine. But yeah, I'm just kind of worried I'm not gonna spend time on that because I'm fucking just playing Destiny 2.
Yep.
But yeah, Destiny 2, Shibuya Scramble. I didn't watch anything. No. Yeah. News time?
News time.
News time.
Sure.
We already mentioned this Nintendo Switch Lite, so let's just continue talking about that. It's gonna come in 3 colors: gray, yellow, and turquoise. The turquoise one looks real nice, and
I know.
it's gonna come out with a special what was it? Sun and Moon? Not Sun and Moon. Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. Yeah.
Edition for Pokemon.
Oh, cool.
The normal edition is gonna come out September 20th, and I think the Pokemon is gonna come out around when Pokemon comes out.
Like November or something.
Yeah, like middle of November, I think. I'm not sure if it's gonna come with a digital version of the game or a physical version. I always prefer physical.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Three Houses coming out. So Switch Lite. It's not going to have detachable Joy-Cons. It's basically the controllers are attached to you can't remove them. 5.5 inch screen compared to 6.2 on the original Switch.
Okay, so a little smaller.
Yeah, and the weight is lighter than the original Switch. If you just have the original Switch with the Joy-Cons detached, just the screen is still lighter than the original. Just the screen, basically, is much lighter.
Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to put it because it can't go on the TV.
Yeah,
so
there's
there's
no docking. It is slimmer, I believe, only by a little bit. It's smaller.
Okay.
It's mostly small. The size is about if you remove one Joy-Con from the current Switch.
Okay.
It's roughly ish kind of. What else? There's no IR sensor, so they have gyro. So by certain games, because there's no Joy-Con, you can't detach. You can't play like Mario Party, which requires like proper Joy-Cons to play, and 1-2 switch. But it will be able to support the Nintendo controllers, so like Joy-Cons and Pro Controller.
Okay.
But it doesn't have a kickstand. You know how you know where you put your SIM card? Not SIM card.
Yeah.
Micro SD card.
Would it fit in a dock?
It wouldn't fit in the dock. And also,
You'd have to lean against it.
I'm wondering. Yeah, you have to lean it against something. So if you're gonna play like a game where you're gonna, I'm not sure how. I'm really, but it's mostly for the market of like people just want to play it handheld. It's obviously
and for kids.
It's
I
for
mean,
kids.
remember the 2DS when that came out? That was really popular for for kids to play and stuff.
It's gonna be $200, which is $100
Yes.
less, which is quite a bit of
Yeah.
I guess if you want to buy it as your like second machine, the only problem is Nintendo and digital and online, they're pretty bad at that kind of shit.
Trying to connect your
So
accounts.
right now, if you own multiple Switches, you can actually put your account on multiple Switches and you can play the game.
Oh, cool.
You probably can't play a game on your a digital game from your account both at the same time.
I also bet there's no syncing.
So
Yeah.
cloud saving is another one. Not all games have cloud saves. The mostly single player games have cloud saves if you have the Nintendo Switch Online. A lot of games that require that have online capabilities. So stuff like Splatoon 2 and Super Mario Maker, I believe, won't have cloud saving because they save leaderboard shit locally.
What?
Good. That's right. Didn't we talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bad.
if you're gonna, I mean, it's just Nintendo. What else is there to say? It's Nintendo.
They do it their way.
And I was,
They're special.
and I was,
They do it their way.
and like a couple weeks ago, I was reading like, oh, Nintendo is really vigorously researching 5G technologies. What the fuck does that mean? They were like, oh, 5G exists. Oh, what are mobile phones? Like, oh yeah, speaking of mobile phones,
Googling furiously.
they recently released Dr. Mario, the pill game.
Yes, they did.
And
I have a friend who is playing it a lot.
apparently it's like when it comes to like microtransactions and mobile, like just mobile fuckery, it's like the worst one.
She mentioned, I don't know, because she is not really big into microtransactions. She said that you don't, like, they give you infinite hearts from levels 1 through 20. And then
I guess
after
what people
that,
are comparing it to is their other games, which is not as bad, probably.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. With this one, it seems I haven't played it myself, but my friend who, again, she like refuses to do microtransactions. She mentioned how like levels 1 through 20 are basically there's nothing you need. Like they don't, because I think it's a heart system where you have
So
to
like
wait.
an energy kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like an
for a
energy.
minute.
Exactly. And I guess levels 1 through 20, you can just go through them, and then after that, there are hearts, I guess. That's all I know.
It's downloaded like 2 million times already, and it's made like $100,000 in like 72 hours or something.
Not surprised.
Nintendo mobile games, and so yeah. Since we're still on the topic of Nintendo, the Pokemon stuff, they were saying people are still not really happy with the whole not getting the entire Pokédex on the new Pokemon. And a bunch of gameplay videos have come out, and people were like, "This looks really bad."
really?
Oh no.
Not to say bad as in like it's gonna be shit, but more like small little details, like the Pokemon's not being the proper sizes in battles.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay, I did see that comment.
Yeah, I've seen it's proper size in the overworld, not proper size in battles. So yeah,
I saw that picture and I don't even know that it looked proper size in the overworld, but
Yeah,
it was a
true.
different size in the overworld.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it.
That is strange.
And the biggest one that got people really upset is Game Freak just came out and said that Pokemon is no longer their priority.
Oh, why would they say that?
And I don't know.
Say it after the game comes out, you fools.
Wait. Whose priority?
Game Freak.
Game freaks? The people who make the game?
Yeah.
But that's all they make.
Exactly. They were saying
They're
that
called they used to be called the Pokemon Company.
The Pokemon Company is another shareholder. So 3 big companies own Pokemon. Nintendo, Pokemon Company, and Game Freak. Game Freak handles the game development. Pokemon Company handles the marketing and trademarking. Not trademarking. What's that called when you give out your IP to let people make merchandise?
You know what it's called, but yeah.
There's a word for it, but you know what I mean.
They're negotiating those deals.
So they handle like everything else. And
interesting.
Digital like games and stuff is Game Freak, and Nintendo is just Nintendo.
Yeah, but what else do they make?
Apparently, the comment was followed up by, or it was like before they said that they were saying that they are looking into making other games, and they have made other games. They actually have made a game that's on Steam.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, seriously.
What game?
It's a. Give me a second. And
by
then
the
also
way,
making that game called Town, which looks like, I don't know, like Harvest Moon or something, like a 3D Stardew Valley maybe. I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, excuse me. I mean, this is like when J.K. Rowling tried to write that other book, like, under a pseudonym, and then it didn't really sell well, so she came out and said it was her, so it'd sell better, but then still nobody wanted to read it, because it wasn't Harry Potter. That's kind of what you're going through right now, Game Freak. I'm sorry to say it.
They've made Poké Kart Jockey, that's only on 3DS, but also on iOS and Android. They made Harmonite, which is only on 3DS. They made Giga Wrecker, a game I saw on Steam, as well as a couple of what you call that, like the consoles. If you go on Steam right now and you Google, you look for a game called Tembo, the Badass Elephant, it is a game on Steam that was made by Game Freak.
Well then.
Interesting, isn't it?
All huge hits that I
Such big hits that we all remember and love.
So comparable. Rivals of Pokemon.
Yep, Tembo.
Absolutely.
I do want to play as Badass Elephant. So yeah.
Well,
That one sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, it was popular for a while because when it came out, people were like, oh my god, Game Freak make another...
YouTubers.
Yeah, because it's basically, oh my god, the Pokemon guys made a game that's not Pokemon and it's available on Steam of all places. You know, like, it's just... I mean, it's an interesting, fun fact kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they came out and said that it's no longer their priority and people were not happy.
Yeah, I bet they weren't.
Because Pokemon as an IP is the most profitable in the world, so yeah. Right. I mean, obviously the games might not be like the number one reason why it is, like the merchandise and the toys, but it started off as video games, so like. Do you think that if they just stop releasing mainline Pokemon games, just continue updating Pokemon Go, do you think it'll still be as big as it is? Like in 5 years? Just without video games.
No.
5 years.
The reason I say I don't think so is because, I mean, part of the reason when you made the new Pokemon games that you were getting more people involved is you get new generations in. You know, we've got people that are playing now that never played Pokemon Red, and honestly, there's no reason for them to.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't play
Just saying.
It's real old.
Sorry. I'm so sick of, like, our generation, like, hitting on the younger generation for making fun of our inferior systems that we played when we were younger. It's like,
you mean the
how
Sega
dare
game,
they bash
you mean
the
Sega
Game Boy?
Game Gear that only can last for like 2 hours on like what, 15 million batteries?
Yeah, there was like some video of like a 12-year-old kid seeing a Game Boy and being like, "This is crap," and us being, "Oh my gosh, how dare you!" Of course it's crap. Like, what?
I don't think it was crap.
Yeah, we didn't back then. We would if they were their age. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I mean, they were getting, as you get new games, you get more and more younger generation involved in playing them along with us. You kind of make this bigger and bigger pile. But like eventually, I mean, they'll move on. I mean, especially the younger people, they're gonna just move on to the next thing.
And this Switch Lite is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Imagine a Switch Lite in the hands of all the kids playing fucking Pokemon. That's what parents are gonna get. They're gonna get a Switch Lite,
absolutely,
and they're gonna get a Pokemon game because
is it not a coinciding release? Because I remember Sun and Moon came out coinciding with the 2DS, and it was a major success.
I mean, Pokemon is a system seller.
Yeah,
it's quite literally a system seller.
And it's pretty much a universal, like, I don't know what game to get my little kid, but I know he can do Pokemon or she can do Pokemon, you know? It's an instant, like, this'll work, you know? But like I said, I remember, because I remember the 2DS was first announced, like, people our age were super mad about it for some reason. And then it did really well because, duh,
Do
it was meant for younger
Game
kids.
Freak and Nintendo are aware how big Pokemon is?
I don't know.
I mean, they're dumb, but are they that dumb?
Well, it is surprising.
Right?
I mean, Nintendo is known for hitting their IPs to death, like beating a dead horse, you know? So that's why I'm really surprised that they're not like, let's keep going.
Yeah, I was kind of weirded out that Nintendo was okay with that comment.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I don't know. I don't know
Also,
what
one more
that
thing, the
means.
Switch Lite will come with slightly better battery life. So instead of 2.5 hours, you get 3 hours.
It's not that much better.
Wait, Switch is only 3? I guess that's
The
right,
Switch, the normal Switch is about 2.5 to 7 depending on what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Zelda's gonna cost more than
When I
Tetris.
play my NBA 2K18 from 100%, it goes down to 50% in 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
That's some crazy ass shit. I kind of noticed that 2K19 uses a little bit less battery though. It could just be me, but it definitely depends on the game probably. Like Breath of the Wild will probably
it
pick up the
absolutely,
most.
I would think would.
Yeah.
That is, it doesn't sound like the improved battery life very much though, because like this is meant to be kind of a handheld.
I don't think the
system, but-
battery actually improved. I think what they improved is they got a slightly more energy efficient chip. Is what they did.
Fair
I believe.
enough. Well, it
just slightly
doesn't
more.
have to run nearly as much,
Yeah.
you know? It doesn't go on a screen, it doesn't disconnect Joy-Cons or anything like that, so technically it should be better.
And I
but-
think if they really like figure out this cloud saving thing, it's not hard to figure out. But if they really
not.
just decided to,
That'd be cool.
they would
do it.
They would have people owning 2 Switches, a Switch and a Switch
Yes.
Lite.
I would be. I might buy one if like it's synced across
Yeah.
platforms.
I just need to know like what games I can play on both just by putting one down and
just for
picking it up.
Pokemon.
Yeah, if I just put it down and pick up my other like Switch Lite, can I straight away get into the game that I just stopped, as in the cloud
would be-
saving, you know?
God, they would make so
Yeah.
much money if they did that.
Because I love the Switch, but holy shit, is it unwieldy.
A
Yeah.
little large.
And that is why I don't bring it outside. I don't understand this thing about people bringing their games outside because I don't want people stabbing me in the stomach and also I just don't want it to fall on the hard concrete. I don't know. It's just
Also,
me.
the sun glare, I
Yeah.
can't imagine you
Also
can
that.
see very well.
Also that. But yeah. And another thing that I'm really, really hoping that they fix is the left fucking analog stick. The Joy-Con is one of the worst things they have ever made. The quality.
Yeah.
Nintendo
I
is
stopped using it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's broken
Nintendo
already.
is supposed
I can't
to-
play Smash with it anymore.
Yeah, Nintendo is supposed to be known for their hardware quality. The Joy-Con is absolute shit. And everybody's left analog stick is just drifting now, even mine. It drifts up. Son of a...
I didn't know this was a widespread problem.
Oh, it's a
but I'm
white...
definitely
My-
having
I
it.
think my
it's not a
brother's having the
one-
same
It's
issue.
not a 1 in 100,000 kind of thing. It's more...
It's everybody.
yeah, it's pretty much...
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not...
pretty like
It's
yeah.
not if it happens, it's when it happens. So if it's just going to be the same thing and you can't detach this one, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and my my brother, because he's having the same issue. It's a drifting
Yeah.
joystick, and he's like, I don't want to buy a replacement
It's so fucking
then I'm gonna have an
expensive.
extra thing. Well, they are expensive, but also the other one's not broken yet, so it's
Exactly.
like
But
if I buy
do
another
believe
one,
you
then just
can
have an
buy
extra
just one side.
Oh, can you?
I think
okay,
so.
we just haven't found. I haven't found it yet.
I think you can because each side comes with different. I believe like the NFC stuff or the amiibo and stuff is only in the right one.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So
okay.
you can
Well, I
actually,
guess we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I would be curious to see if they fix that problem. I would think in theory, because it's a simpler hardware system, that it shouldn't be a problem.
If
but yeah.
I would want to buy one, the two things I would wait for and like see people's comments and reviews are about cloud saves and also the Joy-Con thing.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably do teardowns. Like some YouTube channels would probably do teardowns and compare the insides
Yeah.
with the original Switch. So yeah.
Yeah.
I actually just ordered a left Joy-Con by Hori. It was on sale on Amazon, so normal price is only $25 for one side. It's just left Joy-Con, but it's still
Nice.
cheaper than normal Joy-Con. It's a Zelda, like black with Zelda logos on it. It was on sale for like $15, and it comes with a proper D-pad.
Oh.
And number one, it's cheap. It's $15, and also it's exactly the same size, so I can use my grip with it.
Nice.
But it only works in handheld mode. It doesn't work in anything else. It doesn't work it's not wireless or anything, which is fine.
Okay.
Because if I'm playing on a TV, I play my Pro controller, which doesn't have the drifting issue yet. So,
Yeah.
which I've
Fair
heard that the
enough.
Pro controller can also get the drifting issue, but it feels like a sturdier thing, and it's not cheap.
Yeah,
It
it should
does.
be at least.
So expensive.
Yeah.
The Joy-Con was what, $80, and Pro controller is $70. That's like normal price, right?
Something like that. That's
Is it
ridiculous.
70? I thought it was 50.
Nah.
But it's still a lot.
It's definitely more expensive than a PS4
It
controller.
was like a game. Okay.
Jeez.
Or just get a that Bluetooth wireless thing and use a PS4 controller with it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn Nintendo. So what do you guys want to talk about first? Racism or G2A?
Oh gosh.
Not very good choices, I know. Okay, let's talk about Smash Bros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Oh, I-
Smash Bros. Community.
Oh, what'd they do?
I think this story
oh.
broke right before I left.
It was
Is this the
9
girl
days.
who
Yeah,
beat a guy?
yeah, the girl who beat a
Yep.
guy.
Yeah.
Not literally with the
You
Joy-Con
can't-
or anything, but
I wouldn't have blamed her if she had,
Yeah.
to be honest. No, not him at least. Although, anyway, do the story first.
yes. So, let me try to get the names. And so she is named her Smash Bros. Name is Bocchi,
Yeah.
and she beat some dude named Ally, which is highly ranked pro player. She used Isabelle, which is a shitty bottom tier
Yes.
character, and she beat.
Supposedly.
Cool.
So that was like really cool. A 15-year-old girl using a shitty character, Isabelle, and beat a highly ranked pro player named Ally.
Mm-hmm.
And what did the fanboys did? They bullied her off Twitter.
Yep.
Bullying her.
And
But she's back on Twitter. She's probably gotten support and probably blocked a bunch of people. And and I believe she said that she won't be checking Twitter all too much. She'll just be tweeting a couple of times a day. So it's good so that people who wants to follow her career, and if she decides to continue esports or whatever, can. But yeah, instead of fans celebrating this crazy achievement, they got pissed off. It's not like she was cheating. She was playing at a local tournament.
No, and the main thing I saw, because whenever any of these stories happen, you got your small amount of people who are very loud and are like the worst, right? They're like the scum that are saying all the crappy things. And they're very loud. But then you get the bigger group of people that try to like justify it. And those are usually the ones that really piss me off, because they're usually bigger and they're usually try to be sensible and rational. And what those people were saying were like, well, why does she have to be so well celebrated just because she's a girl, when they named some other tournament where I guess another upset happened? But because that guy was a boy, he didn't get as much recognition. And you're like,
She used a shitty character though.
what does it matter? Like, I don't know. Like, you can't. And that's always what you see these groups try to do, is they try to like justify the really crap. They'll say like, oh, that they're being mean.
And
but
I think it's okay to celebrate a little bit more when it comes to women winning, because there's just so little of them. And there's a reason
I know.
why.
Well, that's what I would say.
You're kind of like
There's a
you're
reason
one
why
of
they're
the
not
reasons
there.
why
Yeah, but they don't see it that way.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
they're
true.
trying to be super rational and equal and be like...
There's a comment that said, it's not harassment. She just couldn't handle the bullying.
Wait, what?
And I don't think that comment was made unironically. So
That's...
No.
So the person...
It was ironic.
The person does not think bullying is literally harassment.
That's...
You literally can't communicate with that person.
Okay.
That's Jesus.
At least I know who not to
But at least she's
waste my
back.
time arguing with.
At least she's back.
Yes. She did get a what do you call it? She at one point got like a deal, but then 6 hours later denied it because she probably called a lawyer and realized it probably wasn't a very good deal.
What
or
deal?
like not a deal.
I mean, like a sponsorship
Not
kind
a
of thing?
deal. No, like to be like I think to be part of a team, like to get like an agent kind of thing.
To like, get proper esports or something.
Yeah, all that
Do the
kind of stuff.
esports properly.
I forget the name of the group or the company or whatever, but at first they were like, yeah, we've asked her and she's accepted, but she hadn't like signed it yet, and then it was like 6 hours later she rejected it for a better deal. So very likely it was kind of, because there's a lot of those predatory esports groups right now, especially right now, so very likely she was smart and called a lawyer or talked to her parents and was like,
so
oh, this
another interesting thing that has nothing to do with the story, but has something to do with the guy that she beat, Ally.
Yes, this part.
You want to say it, Sarah?
I'll say it.
Yeah.
So Ally, he got defeated, so that's embarrassing. But like, whatever, right? He actually has ended up quitting because it turns out that he was in a relationship with a
16-year-old
minor,
boy.
basically, a 16-year-old boy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know the gender.
He was 26, and the boy that he was
He
dating
was in a
was 16
relationship
years
with
old.
16 years old. So that news hit, and he decided to get out of Dodge. So he ain't playing Smash anymore.
So totally unrelated, but he just got fucked
Yeah,
up twice. In the same
Yeah.
Whew, and not in a good way.
Yep.
So
Smash community represent.
Yep.
I know,
Okay,
right?
so what is up with the Smash community? Because, okay, so I'm not saying that Nintendo fans are like better than any other fans, but they try to make it look like they are better than like PlayStation fans
Yeah.
because
Well, I feel like Nintendo is to video games what like
Apple,
Apple is
yeah.
to like phones and
But
computers.
why is the Smash Bros one so toxic? Like they are more toxic than a lot of like other hardcore games. Like it's just crazy the amount of like just I don't know, just the flip.
know.
Like the normal Nintendo fans,
Maybe-
like they're okay kinda, but Smash
Maybe
Bros
it's
just
because it's so it's got broader appeal. Like the fan base
That's
is
what I was
bigger.
thinking.
You have to fight
Yeah.
more for your elitism. I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering
is Smash
too.
Bros like the most played fighting game in like
The world probably.
yeah, really?
Probably
At
right
least
now.
America.
I mean,
Oh.
it's really hard to say
For a
because
fighting game?
fighting games esports is still a very strongly well represented type of esport. Honestly,
I'm just mostly
like Mortal
going
Kombat, all
through
those
with like
games.
I mean before the
What?
Switch is I'm just going through console sales, and Nintendo hasn't been like number one for a while, right?
Not
I,
since
I,
the
get, I
Wii.
do I guess people do play a lot of the old ones still on like the GameCube and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because at fighting game tournaments, Smash Brothers is, I don't think literally the only one, but like the only big game to have more than one version of itself have a large number of entrants in tournaments. Like if you have Tekken
That
7,
that-
you don't have Tekken 6 really, but you have Smash Brothers and Melee. Melee is always there, and whatever the newest one is.
Yeah, although Melee's starting to go away.
Really?
Oh,
They
okay,
are starting to.
interesting.
Yeah, Melee. There was a
Melee's a
fighting
GameCube one, right?
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a fighting tournament that was actually a Smash Brothers only tournament for a long time that only did Melee, and this year or last year, whatever, for the first time there was no Melee tournament. So it's starting to shift. Ultimate is Melee for a while was kind of seen as the top tier for esports and stuff like that. It's starting to switch. They're trying to push Ultimate for that role now, which is interesting.
What about prize money? Is prize money the highest in the Smash community tournaments versus like Street Fighter?
If you're talking about just fighting games,
Yeah, just
probably.
fighting games, yeah.
Just fighting games? I think
because
so.
esports we know
Mostly
is dominated by LOL and Dota when it comes to prize money, right?
Mainly, if you're going by pure prize money counts, right now Fortnite is in the lead.
No.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that
But
one.
that's just because they have more money to put into it. Fortnite's in the lead as far as that. Although there's another game that's really starting to catch up. I forget which game it is.
The EA one?
It's not Dota 2. No, it's... God, what is it? There's another game. We were just talking about it. Anyway, they're almost up there. Because Fortnite right now, their World Cup is like 30 million.
Damn.
And there's another game that's like
What the
25.5 million right
I
now.
remember
and
at one point the highest ever prize money for esports like all time was like Dota 2 with 15 or something.
Yeah.
They just doubled that.
Fortnite is...
Holy shit.
Yeah, Fortnite is... That's the thing is like Fortnite can afford to do that just because there's so much money there. They're so profitable.
Yeah.
So they can afford this much. Other game... And it's kind of... I'll be curious to see how it affects other tournaments because I think the only real reason, honestly, that like it just hasn't dominated everything is just because, honestly, even though Fortnite's probably one of the most like popular games out there, and it's not a lot of people, though. It's not as popular, really, for its esports scene as other games are.
So they gotta push it with the money. They're basically using their own money to push it.
Fun fact about Fortnite. It's not really that important, but I thought you guys might find this funny. Do you know who Ninja is?
Yeah.
I know the
Okay.
name.
The guy who's
Okay,
like
so
the number
Ninja
one
is
Fortnite
basically...
streamer?
the biggest
He's
Twitch
like
streamer.
a huge streamer for Fortnite, and honestly,
He's the number one
become
streamer
one
in
of
the
the...
world.
Yeah, like he's the most well-known streamer in the world. Like he has, like he's known beyond our bubble. That's what's kind of crazy. He's like PewDiePie levels, but with Twitch right now. Like everybody knows who he is. He's on magazines. He's whatever. So Fortnite's his main forte. And so he's a professional streamer. He's got sponsorships, all this stuff. So recently there was a huge, tournament to figure out who was going to play in the World Cup for Fortnite, and he didn't make it. He
It was like a competition, a qualifying competition?
And he didn't make it.
I really don't know anything about Fortnite. I mean, I know some stuff about Fortnite, but is it solo play or is it team?
There's both.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't qualify for either.
Okay.
It's popular, but not...
So I'm
There's a
guessing
solo
people do
and a
follow him
there's-
for his personality?
There's a solo and a duo.
Right.
It's
Oh, yeah,
basically
yeah.
different. And he didn't qualify for either.
I
It's
also get
just
the
funny.
impression with
'cause-
Battle Royale games that luck has a pretty heavy hand in things.
No, I think it's
Okay.
not really. I wouldn't say I don't play Fortnite. I mean, there's luck, but I mean, it's been around a long time,
What
and there's
the game? What was the big Battle Royale game? PUBG. I
PUBG.
watched this YouTuber I was following back. He wasn't a gaming YouTuber. He was like a CGI YouTuber. He entered a PUBG tournament and just won.
Damn.
He like never
Yeah.
played before that day. So
What?
I mean,
I don't know.
That's PUBG. So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe
I've
he's
heard
been
less and
practicing
less of
behind
those
the scenes
kinds.
while making a CG.
I was gonna say I've
could
never.
be lying.
I've never heard of that before. I've heard plenty of people that do really well and still lose. I have, however. Okay, question: was this PC or mobile? I do have to ask.
PC, definitely PC.
Interesting.
And it wasn't
okay.
like the world tournament. It was just like
Yeah.
there was a cash prize. It's just like whatever, but
That is interesting. I only say that because PUBG Mobile is apparently infamous for being easier. Like, there are people who will never win PUBG PC and win PUBG Mobile multiple times. It was thought for a while that it wasn't actually truly 100 players in the PUBG Mobile. Like, only maybe like 50% are real players and the others are robots. So, like, your
I
chances
see.
increase.
Is
we
it
don't
to
know that
make
for
it
sure.
look like the game has more population than it actually is?
I don't know. There was just a rumor for a while because people, when PUBG Mobile first came out, people were like, "I am winning." What? Like they were winning, and so there was this rumor for a while. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but there was this rumor for a while that maybe like, especially when you're starting out on PUBG Mobile, when you're a beginner, you play a lot more against robots than real people, and so then you do win.
PUBG Mobile is quite popular here in Asia. They actually sell those like small little wiggly stick kind of stuff to stick onto your phones. It acts as analog sticks and also acts as it also does the whole trigger things. So it literally turns your screen into a controller.
To a console.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, but weird.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
so
pretty big here.
Fortnite's
My colleague has
Fortnite,
one of those.
and then that's pretty cool. And Ninja did not make it into the World Cup, which was just very amusing.
Yeah,
like I have
Ninja,
nothing
the guy
against
that
Ninja.
doesn't want to stream with female streamers because he's afraid that
Oh no.
he's afraid that his fans will say he's cheating on his wife. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yikes.
That seems like a shell of a reason. But if he did, that would probably happen.
I mean,
But that just means
probably
he's
not
kowtowing
wrong.
to the. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Holy
I
shit.
know.
Okay, never mind.
He's whatever.
He's
It's just
whatever.
funny. It's fine.
He's whatever. I saw
He's
I
very
saw I saw a
whatever.
tweet about him. He was he was doing a one of the sponsored tweets with Uber food, Uber Eats, Uber Eats and
Uber
McDonald's.
Eats. Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, he was
So
like,
weird,
get
right?
this, and everybody's just like a single tweet about capitalism. Then this is it. This is like, it's the,
America.
Hey man, but he's getting the big bucks for that dumb tweet.
what is he making per month again? Is it 1 million or 10 million?
I don't know. He's it's ridiculous though.
It's insane. I know he
It's-
does charity streams and all that, but again,
Yeah.
you gotta eat the 1%, man.
I know,
Gotta
it's
eat
true.
the 1%. Okay.
Gotta just eat them and take their money.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do not advocate for cannibalism here, unless it's the 1%. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, it's he's interesting. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Smash Brothers and
Oh,
Bocchi
yeah.
being bullied by.
And that was a sucky situation.
And it doesn't
man,
add up that she's actually trans. Also, probably doesn't help.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, she's a 15-year-old trans Smash Bros player that beat a pedophile, basically.
I mean, this sounds like a win to me, but you know that's why we can't have nice things.
This sounds like an Onion headline, honestly.
It really does, actually.
So yeah, something really small, NBA 2K19. The reason why I got it on the Switch was because on the Switch and the PlayStation 4 and not PC, maybe PC as well, they were discounting it to $3. 90 whatever percent from $60. I got the game for only $3. I was like, fuck, it's no brainer. I'm just gonna fucking get it. I like basketball. The reason why they did that is probably because of this. They are now treating load screens as ad space. And I'm not talking about ad space in the terms of like, oh, Gatorade. You know, Gatorade, they sponsored the NBA for a long, long time,
Like
right?
movie ads.
They are putting ads of TV shows and shit, like currently playing TV shows. So it uses your internet and it shows you ads for TV shows and stuff that's currently playing.
Nice.
Like latest episodes of TV shows and stuff. So that's
And that's gotta be horrible for your buffering.
Yeah,
and your loading times.
luckily, for whatever reason, okay, so I think it's because when you start the game, you can make like an online profile. So 2K has like their online thing. And then you can create a profile on your NBA and like link up to your 2K thing and then do shit. And then you can, to do all this and to have online features, so to play online and all that stuff, you gotta agree to the terms. I just disagreed to the terms. I didn't make anything. So my online features are almost zero, I'm gonna assume. So I don't see any ads. I'm literally just playing it
Oh, wow.
offline, single player. That's the only reason why I got the game in the first place. I don't play it multiplayer. I don't play it online. So, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty insane. I've seen videos of it, and yeah, it's just movies and like trailers and stuff. So yeah, that's probably why they sold it for $3 because the new one comes out around this time of year, like maybe a couple
Okay.
months. Yeah. So yeah, this is another way for them to make money, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yum. Racism. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, good.
Do you guys know of the game called Mordhau? Mordhau? Mordhau.
I've seen the logo. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen the logo, but that's it.
So, it started off as a mod for the game Chivalry, which is that medieval like action game or something, right? And it became big enough to be its own game. And it's basically that. It's a medieval combat game. It has PvE, PvP, big like 60-player battles. I'm not sure if it has like battle royale or anything. I'm not sure how it works. But it's racist as fuck. Not the game, the players. And I know people are gonna say, but every everybody that plays video games is like, there's the community that's racist and shit. But because they have little to no moderation.
Oh.
So there are forums, people asking for like tips and tricks, and all you get is the N-word.
What the heck?
On the forums, and that's all you get. And
What?
And the developers. Okay, I don't even know what to. Okay, so the developers came out talking about the toxicity and stuff, and they were also saying they want to update the game to give you more customization options for your player. Right now it's just white guys, and they're gonna put in different skin colors, and they're gonna also put in females.
Okay.
And they were not happy.
Oh.
Obviously, they were not happy. Everybody is starting to use the whole, but it's medieval times. It's not realistic.
Oh my god.
The game has fucking fire imps and giants, for fuck's sakes.
Shut up about your realism.
So fuck you, number one. Number two, fuck you again. And number three, the developers, they did like an interview thing with, I believe, PC Gamer. And it's a small team. It's like 11 people. And the game wasn't supposed to be this successful, but it was. So they're probably scrambling to probably don't know what the fuck to do. It's just a bunch of like 11 people in like the garage or something. And just, what the fuck? We just sold 1 million copies, guys. What the fuck do we do now? So a couple of developers, I'm not sure which department they're working in, like art or program, I'm not too sure. But they came out and said that they're going to give an option to the players to turn off customization. So basically the option is, if you turn it on, you only see white guys.
What?
And the company has now came out with a statement that they are not doing that option. That they said it was discussed as a possibility.
Well, was it a possibility or was it thrown around as a joke?
So
'Cause I would believe that 100%.
So I want to believe that they probably say it's no longer a thing because people were not happy with that as well. Like, oh my god. So yeah, this game is just apparently it's really good. I'm not into like medieval action combat game, but apparently the physics and stuff is just really fun. So maybe you want to try it out. I'm not really sure because first person melee. Or is it third person? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
It's melee. It's melee basically.
Okay.
But it's holy shit, toxic as shit. So turn off all the chat and everything, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, I know League of Legends just added the ability to if you mute a player in a match, if you ever rematch with them again, they'll stay muted. I think that's what if I read it correctly.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's nice.
That is nice.
So yeah,
Just little things like that are nice.
So go play the realistic medieval game with the fire imps.
Oh my god. It's just
I got too much Monster Hunter to play.
Oh, are you getting the what's it called, Iceborne?
I will definitely be getting it when it comes out.
Nice.
I'm still trying to figure out what weapons I want to use. I've been trying out different weapons, which means I have to go back to sucking, and that's not fun. But it's fun trying out different weapons. Like I was playing with the sniper rifle yesterday, which was pretty cool.
Wait, is it out?
The expansion's not out.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
Go and check out on YouTube. I believe it's Game Informer. They like to do these rapid fire questions. So it's anywhere from like 50 to 100 questions with developers. Usually when it's a new announcement, it's a big game. So they did one with Monster Hunter because Iceborne is coming out. It's pretty funny. It's always like a funny interview.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the two lead designers or something. And the guy was asking, so like, what is the best weapon? And one of them just, I think he said the lance or something. And like, what's the worst weapon? Everything is shit, just lance. He just really like the lance or something.
The lance is a good weapon. It's just kind of a
no, not
weapon.
the lance. I think the hammer.
The hunting horn, maybe?
I'm not sure. But it's a funny... the interviews are funny.
There's definitely a meta, but I don't think it's a very rigid meta.
That's good.
Like, there's a couple weapons that are like, these are the best weapons, but everything's pretty okay.
That's good. I don't know what the meta is Destiny 2, so I just use whatever weapon I like. So I don't have that pressure.
Yeah. I don't know what the PvE meta was when I was playing. The PvP meta was very funny when I was playing.
I got it. I just got like, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? This exotic hand cannon. Oh my god, I love it so much. I love hand cannons.
Hand cannons are hand cannons are the best.
Yeah.
That's why I play as whatever the gunslinger is.
Oh right,
and
right.
I have this
Hunter.
I have this like helmet which makes it instead of getting like 6 sun shots, you get 1 super powered sun shot.
What the fuck?
And I think they've nerfed it since then.
I'm guessing it's an exotic helmet then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one exotic helmet. And so I think they've nerfed it since then. But there was a time I went into a what do you call the dungeons? Not a raid, but like a
strike.
A strike.
Yeah.
I think it was a strike. And I one-shot at the final boss. Just like headshot, poof, and he had multiple stages. And so like he's supposed to like get
I love
below
those.
half health and jump over a wall. And so he did. And we just go over there and like his dialogue plays and he's just like dead on the floor on the far side of the wall.
I love
It's
when
the
a
best.
boss has like multiple stages, but the players are just so fucking powerful, you just like destroy him like the first 5 seconds. So I'm playing as a warlock, and I got that. Did you guys have the base game? Does it have the Seed of Life thing? You know how when you know how the skill tree has like the two like the 4 the diamond thing that you can choose like kind of like your speciality or something.
Yes.
So-
I think there's only 3 when I was playing.
There's 3 now, yeah. And the third one you
Okay.
gotta get like a really rare item. Oh no. Okay, so
that's
like my warlock,
Maybe they have the wrong diamond thing.
my arc warlock has 2 like trees I can go to, I can choose, but there's a third one now.
So we always had 3.
Okay,
Like for the Okay, sorry.
It uses a seed of
Was it only 2?
I believe it was only 2 because the Seed of Life was in the Forsaken expansion.
No, it was. I definitely always had 3 because so for the gunslinger there was the tree that give you the 6 like sun shots. There's always a sun tree. There's like a lightning tree or
Yeah,
like a
so there's
bluish
3
tree.
elements. There's the void
Okay,
element,
yeah.
there's the
Yes.
electric element, and the fire element basically. And inside
Yes.
that element, there's like 2.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So inside
Okay,
of
I
that
see
now
what you
there's a third one. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I'm playing the Storm Warlock, the Arc Warlock, with the electric one, and I'm playing as the third one where it requires the super rare item. And the
Okay.
and the ultimate skill is just fucking doing a Kamehameha shit. It's just a ray
Yeah.
of lightning.
Yeah.
It's super cool. And sometimes I play a strike or whatever dungeon with like 3 of us. That's that, and we just fucking within first 5 seconds the boss dies. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That game is it's weirdly balanced.
Yeah, it is quite balanced actually. Yeah, like even PvP, I don't suck all the time. So yeah, so we talked about racism, bullying, which is not harassment by the way.
Yay.
Bullying is not harassment.
Apparently.
Apparently. Let's talk about G2A. Fuck.
Oh my gosh. This won't take
I don't
too
know
long.
the story.
You've heard the story?
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
I have not.
Oh, you have not. Okay.
I know it. Foe doesn't. This is gonna be. It's
so
pretty
it
funny.
started out with the one of the developers of a game called Descenders on Twitter. Descenders is.
Okay, yeah, forget that.
Do you know the game Descenders?
Yeah.
It looks really
I
cool,
know of
honestly.
it.
It's like a mountain biking game. You do tricks and stuff, and apparently it has like roguelike elements. It's procedurally generated every time, the courses and shit. It sounds
Yeah.
really cool. So
Yeah.
anyways, he was like, I guess he was doing maybe like Google search research or something. He was searching for his game, and he got an ad by G2A selling keys for his game. He wasn't happy with that, and because you can't do anything basically. So he got kind of pissed off. He talked about it on Twitter, got viral a little bit, and then it doesn't stop there. Some guy, a guy who writes for, is it Indie Game Geek, like a website. It's called something like Indie Game Geek or something. Basically called out G2A by posting an email that he got from one of their PR guys or marketing, whatever.
Oh.
So the email was sent out to like 10 different outlets, basically saying, hey, we have a sponsored article that we would like you to upload for us. You know, basically we'll pay you, and we will. Then the article is talking about how G2A is not shit, basically. And they got caught.
Basically, the things that you can do at GTA, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do these
So,
bad things.
they got called out for that. And G2A statement or a reply to that tweet basically said, this was done by an employee without management approval, and the employee is gonna get seriously reprimanded or something.
Oh.
Did you mention, I'm sorry, I may have missed you saying this. Did you mention how also part of the terms was using the sponsored article was that they were not allowed to say that they were sponsored
Yes,
by
I totally
G2A,
forgot about that. The sponsored
which is illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, not
It's
legal, but that's
illegal
not
in
good
the
practice.
US, and I'm very sure it's illegal in a lot of the EU. But G2A is based in Hong Kong.
So.
Yeah. There's a reason why they're based in Hong Kong.
So yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't stop there. So continuing on. So basically G2A, it's like every year, it's like clockwork. G2A will get a bunch of like negative press, and then G2A constantly like react to this negative press and get more negative press. So one of the things that they recently stated in a statement or like a terms and conditions on a website or something, G2A said that they will offer 10 times the reimbursement for fraudulent transactions. So what this means is, because a lot of keys on G2A was bought by stolen credit cards. So if I buy 1,000 keys on a developer's website, I buy Steam keys, but you can buy Steam keys from developer's website, right? And Steam don't get the money. The developer get 100% of the money. People will, do a chargeback on that shit, and the developers have to pay a fee. So not only they don't make money, they lose money because they have to pay the penalty to the bank or whatever. So Factorio, that factory, try to automate factory kind of game, they had let me see how many keys. 330 keys, I believe. So the chargeback in 2016, they paid $6,600 in chargeback fee because people bought keys off their website with stolen credit card. So they have basically taken up on G2A's offer to pay that 10 times back. Never heard from them since.
Great.
Talk is cheap.
So yeah, 6 times a 6, man, Jesus. These guys sold a lot of units. Imagine it's like a small indie guy who holy shit. It was basically $20 for every cancelled transaction. So they pay 6 times a 6. So I'm just doing really quick maths. It's 330 keys, I guess. 330 transactions. Damn. So yeah, it's G2A and more bullshittery from G2A.
Yep, as they usually are.
So they also propose a new tool. G2A, they have proposed a new tool called a key blocker tool. It gives devs more control on the keys that are being sold, but a lot of people are just calling it just bullshit, probably. It's probably something that's not gonna work properly as well. So yeah. That's the last horrible big thing. Small little thing, depending how you want to see it. It's about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's not a new game, but they recently, I think a month ago, a couple months ago, they recently came out with a new feature called Story Creator. So it gives people a slightly simpler version of the tool that Ubisoft developers actually use to create the quests in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very cool, isn't it? So because you give this kind of freedom with the Story Creator mode to people, some people are going to make, elaborate quests. Some people are just going to try it out with making simple quests. And some people are going to make quests to farm experience points.
Of course.
And Ubisoft is putting a stop to these farming quests. I'm not sure how, but they basically said, let me see, what's the quote? Yada, yada, yada. Basically, these people, they made really, as in you just stand there, you get a bunch of experience points.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft is putting a stop to that. and with a statement saying these exploits risk jeopardizing the overall quality, integrity, and purpose of story creator mode, and results in less visibility for the creative, interesting, and frankly fantastic community stories that have been published.
I can see that.
Don't think that's the reason.
I mean, they just really. Is there like a multiplayer thing
They
with
sell
Odyssey?
experience boosts in that game.
That's why. Got it.
Now, a lot of
Got
people
it.
say that they've never had a problem getting, like experience in Odyssey. I've played Odyssey. I never really had. I didn't feel like I needed to grind because I'm personally one of those people that play side quests anyways. So I was properly
it's not a
leveled.
big deal.
But I'm very sure this move is because they don't want people to be grinding experience and want people to buy it.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
very, very sure.
100%.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's so silly. Of course.
Oh
of
my
course.
god. Jeez. So yeah. So basically Ubisoft gave us a tool to give us freedom, and they didn't like that they gave us the freedom. I suppose. I'm yeah, that's
I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
oh Ubisoft. It's so hard to like. Ubisoft is great. They have like diverse developer teams, like with females and like different colors.
religions
Yeah,
and
because they're European and Canadian. So
yeah. Yep.
so they're more cool with that. But they just make such bad decisions so many times. What the fuck?
know.
It's like Nintendo. So they make cool games, but then they say you can't sync up your cloud saves because this online thing, we actually save it locally to your machine for reasons. Fuck you. Jeez. Okay, let's talk about some cool things. I saw a trailer for a game called Man of Medan. Not really sure how to pronounce that, but what it looks like is that Sarah, what's that game on the PS4 that like that B movie slasher game that like Decision Matter kind of game?
Until Dawn.
Yeah, from the trailer it looks like that. So it's like a horror game, and I don't think there's like action or anything. It's like you gotta make decisions. You gotta do you want to run away? Do you want to keep the door closed or whatever? But the cool thing is there's multiplayer, which is really cool. So there's like a mode where you get to play 1 to 5 players, and it's like a movie night thing. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work.
Oh, it might be by the same developer. They mentioned an idea like that, but I don't know.
Then they're also doing a 2-player online co-op, and it's just like really interesting. It's coming out. The trailer makes it look interesting. It's coming out August 30th. It's called The Dark Pictures Man of Medan.
That's cool.
And this Dark Pictures thing, I think it's some sort of horror franchise. Not sure, honestly. Because this is not the only game that's going to be in this series. Oh, it's going to be a Dark Pictures anthology, a series of standalone horror games.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's being made by Supermassive, the people who made Until Dawn and Hidden Agenda, and that's cool. Did you play Hidden Agenda?
That is really cool. No, I never. I was interested
That's
in
the one
that
that
game.
uses the
'cause
phone or something, right?
Yes, it does. I didn't hear any much about it. I'm not sure if it got as popular because of that feature. I was really interested.
Yeah, it's
in
basically a werewolf or something, right? It's
Yeah.
okay. Seems really cool.
Yeah, they have really cool. Their decision
Yeah,
making
they're
games so far.
they're really good with the whole like interactive
Choices
kind of
matter.
yeah.
Kind of. Yeah,
I still haven't finished
like
Until Dawn.
that's
I
why
really need to get back to it.
it's so good. I haven't seen all the endings, but they really do it right. But anyway,
Honestly, Until
that's
Dawn is
just my
pretty
opinion.
scary.
It is. There's a lot of points where you could just die.
Never
You're just
go
not
to a
apologetic about
shack.
it.
Just don't have shacks.
Right.
Just live in the city. Don't go back to a shack.
Yeah, no,
Just
just don't.
whatever holiday house. Just don't go to any resorts or anything. Just stay in the city.
Yeah.
No slashes in the city. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is out or coming out. Reviews are coming out, and people like it. It's Minecraft in Dragon Quest with a story. So it's more the same but better.
Yeah.
The guy who made the Zachtronics. Do you guys know what Zachtronics is?
I've heard it, I think.
He makes those like really tough puzzle games like Space Camp and Infinity Factory and Opus
yes.
Magnum. Yeah, I believe he has a thing on his website where if you're like a school, you can get it for free. Really cool, right?
Those games are, yeah.
And he has like a puzzle rating. Not is it how good, it's more like how hard it is. And people like, what the fuck? This game is only 4 out of 5 stars. What the fuck is your 5-star? So yeah. That's pretty funny. Not much else, I don't think, that I saw.
I wish he would make a game that like taught you something real. I feel like this game, it's all about like you have to like it simulates like hacking into a circuit board. Like, how do you teach me something about real firmware, or like a real language I could put on my resume? It'd be super
there
cool
are
to learn it this way.
There are some games that do that, but they're usually very children oriented and just not super exciting. There's a lot
I
of those.
played
There
a
are some
pretty
games
good
out there.
Python one once. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah. There's some interest that they're doing more and more for like children coding ones actually. It's just not very, it's for children mostly, so it's very basic.
Yeah. Well, it's a real hard spectrum to land in the middle of. Like, it's either purely educational or purely video game, and a lot of them fall too close on the educational side, but it's not enough game.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that game called Iron Maiden that was being sued by the band Iron Maiden?
Yes.
No.
So yeah,
yeah.
heavy metal band,
We may have talked about
or
it
the
when he
people who
wasn't here.
managed it, Iron Maiden is suing a game called Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is a game like an old school Doom, basically old school arena shooter Doom kind of thing.
Okay.
It is now called Iron Fury. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But Iron Maiden's like it predates the band.
And the name of the game is actually Ion. ION. It's not even Iron.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they were just being dicks. I am surprised they got away with it though, but I'm guessing maybe the court maybe they didn't reach a decision. And
they probably didn't even go to court. They're probably just small indie developers that saw what the fuck a $2 million lawsuit from this big company. Shit, we're just gonna change the name.
They're just like, fine, let's change the name. Yeah, exactly.
Because
I almost wish they went through with it just on principle, but I get it.
Because it will probably delay the release of the game as well because the game is not released yet.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And even if the game is released, I'm guessing because sometimes when a game is having like legal troubles or legal battle, they have to pull it down from stores.
Right.
Yeah. I suppose there would have been lawyers that would have done it pro bono for them. But just
Maybe,
the time to go through to find these people as well.
It just would be too much. Yeah, I don't blame them. It's too bad, but I don't blame them.
Basically, his lawsuits are just to bully people.
Because they have the money and the time to do it. Because when's the last time we've heard about Iron Maiden? They got a lot of time on their hands.
4, you remember the game called Tiny Metal? That Advance Wars kind of...
Yes.
Yeah, they just showed their trailer of a sequel, I believe. Full Metal Rumble. Tiny Metal Full Metal Rumble.
Oh. I never played Tiny Metal. I'm
not sure what the gameplay is like, but...
Advanced Wars.
I'm not sure what the gameplay is like, but I wasn't really too into the art style.
You weren't into the art style?
Not really. Not Advance Wars, Tiny Metal.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the in-game art for Tiny Metal, but I liked the box type art I saw.
Oh, the box art is fine. The actual gameplay art is what is the word? Very polygony.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually use that anime aesthetic that you remember from the box art.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. So yeah, That's it for me. I don't think I have anything
Okay.
else.
I don't have anything either.
Got anything, Paul?
Nope.
Want to wrap up?
Yes. Yep.
All right. My name is Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm a little bit more active on Twitter, a little bit on Facebook. Mainly right now, you can check me out on Checkpoint XP. They do Twitch streams pretty much every weekday. I'm there on Tuesdays, and you can also see me on the other podcast through them called Not Your Player 2. So check me out.
And I'm Foehamner, but pretty much just on YouTube.
I am Pupunoob, Pupunoob, you know where. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this episode of the playonultra podcast. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.